Some things that I would recommend doing with your mags, I haven't done it on all of them yet, is put a bright strip of, I don't know, paint of some sort that you can see. I wouldn't do the whole thing towards the top. I would only do it in about this area, so that when it's in your weapon, it's covered up, and if it's in your mag pouch upside down, it'll be covered up. But if you ever drop one of these while you're running through the forest, if you play a lot of field, hopefully you might be able to see this strap, this bright yellow, and not lose $40 in magazines. Also, there are some questions about how well it handles being dropped. This magazine I dropped from mag level, maybe 4 or 5 feet, to land on wood, not cement, and it broke. Here, you can see how it's broken. The only part that it's broken is the part that screws it in here. The rest of it's pretty alright. But this cheap plastic outside, I don't know if you can get more of these. However, it's not necessarily an issue, because when you have the bottom on the magazine, it won't fall out. What your problem will be is, if you go to charge it, and I haven't had that issue yet, it might push out the top. Like that. If you're careful when you're charging it, that won't be an issue. With this magazine, I've also sealed it with silicone. However, it just doesn't operate right. I think it either leaks or I don't know. It's like the pressure's wrong. So I haven't figured out a way to permanently replace the O-rings yet. I'd like to cover a couple things that you should know about the Wii G39C. When you get this weapon, you will want to go through with your an Allen wrench or a screwdriver and tighten all of your screws in your trigger assembly. When you first get your WeTech G36C, you should go through and tighten all of the screws that you can see on the trigger assembly here. And I'll point them out to you because I've lost a couple. You should tighten these two. This one will only tighten so far, and I don't even know if it'll come off, but you should check it regularly. These two, though this one can't disappear because of this part here, and this one. Next, you should tighten these two. You'll need an Allen wrench. I don't have one of the right size within reach. Maybe I do. Or you will lose a trigger, a safety selector. I lost this one a while ago. I've just left it off, even though I could replace it. I only really need one. If I lose both, then I'll go replace it. Now, when you're doing this, if you can, just beyond tightening them, you should get Loctite. The Loctite I used is the blue 242. A little bit on the screw, and then screw it in. You should be set. But you want to check this regularly because they probably will rattle out. Most airsoft guns don't have the kind of recoil this has, and that'll cause it to rattle out. You can see on this one, that one just vanished on me. I don't even know where it went. This is loose. That's all I have to say about the trigger assemblies, other than they're seem to be pretty solid. I haven't had any issues other than the missing charging handle, the missing safety select switch. Next, and when I mean everything, you should tighten everything. This disappeared during a game. I have no idea where it went. So I've tightened down and Loctited everything else on this. These rail systems, the first time you put something on them, they'll loosen up. The first time I had this flashlight mount on it, they loosened up. This is loose. It's kind of ridiculous, but with proper maintenance, everything on this will work. Also, there's a lot of this, nobody really knows what thread this is. This is a 14mm negative or 14mm counterclockwise if you're looking to buy flashlighters for it. So it should be nice and easy to find. For my G36 or G39, I use two types of lube. I once used nothing but this gets everywhere and it leaks through your gun and it's generally pretty messy. So I switched over to a silicone grease. The grease I use right here on the inside of the gun. I use it one part on the inside of the gun. I use it on these side rails here. The only part I use Mad Bull oil on the inside of the gun anymore is on this back O-ring, which slides in and out right there. For the rest of it, the silicone grease worked pretty good on just running these flat plastic rails. But as it is, I've turned in a really greasy mess right now because my Mad Bull oil leaks all over everything. I hope that you found some of this helpful, and I intend to do more as I acquire more WeTech gas guns. Thanks.